It's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. To start with, quick movie review. I went to see The Grudge, and it was terrible. Don't go see it. Yes, the review is that quick, but to expand, I'm a big fan of the original Ju-on movie, one of my favorite Asian horror movies, but this, while it lifts scenes and moments and ideas from the original film, it does not do anything with them. It's boring, which is the worst sin a movie can commit, is just being boring. It's not scary. It got me with one jump scare because it came out of nowhere and during a scene that wasn't supposed to be scary, and it just startled me with the loud noise. But it was not scary. There were three people sitting behind me who were just chatterboxes, and it was annoying because one of them would start to talk and one of them would shush the others, but then they would start talking and the other one would shush them, and it was just like, why are you shushing each other like you know that you're not supposed to be talking during the movie, but then you continue to talk during the movie, but whatever. They actually became quiet for a good chunk of the middle of the movie. I guess they got so bored with it that they fell asleep or something, or just didn't feel like commenting anymore. But yeah, it's not scary. It is dull and a waste of some good actors. And John Cho's shower scene was too short. But so don't waste your time. Not even later on Netflix. As for gaming, I continue to play Pokemon. Let's Go Pokemon, Let's Go Pikachu, and I have to say I'm enjoying it because it's retro. You know what I mean? Like I don't have any interest in Pokemon Sword and Shield because there's all the new Pokemon and stuff that I don't know and I don't care about and whatever. Let's Go Pokemon is giving me the original Pokemon that I know from before and that I love, and you know, I was super excited to get a Psyduck, and now he's waddling around behind me and it's fantastic. I love that Team Rocket is in it. I love that, you know, the first two gym leaders that you fight are Brock and Misty. Like, it's great. Like, it's scratching that nostalgia itch for me and reminding me why I liked Pokemon originally. We'll see if it lasts long enough to let me finish it. But right now, I'm still enjoying it. I'm also playing Animal Crossing, obviously, every day, and I am still hoping for that direct that will give us lots of new information about New Horizon. But my friend Cam actually asked me if I'd thought of a name for my island yet, and I suddenly went, no, I do not have a name yet. I've got a couple months to think of one, but that's like super important. Naming your town is like a big deal, and you have to come up with something good. The last one, New Leaf, was easy because I was going to be the mayor, so I said, well, if I'm going to be the mayor, I'm going to be the mayor of Geneva, which is the town that I grew up in as a small child, which, before I was born, my grandfather was mayor of that town. So I'm like, that's super easy. That one was obvious. I didn't even have to think about that one. But here I'm like, I'm not going to call it Gilligan's or Paradise or Themyscira. He suggested Genosha, which I don't hate, but not sure how I feel about it. Well, I got to come up with something good. If you have any suggestions or ideas, share them in the comments, because I know what's going to happen is I'm not going to think about it, and then on like March 14th, I'm going to be like, what am I going to call it? I also, as I mentioned last week, I was too sick, so I was playing Pokemon, but then I felt better, so I could play an actual game. So I did actually start Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So far so good. I do like the Crystal Dynamics Square Enix reboot of the Tomb Raider series. I enjoyed the first 2 games. The third one's more of the same. I will say that while the environments look gorgeous, the character models, not so much. I feel like the character models kind of need an upgrade, because the environments are beautifully detailed and like lush jungle environments and beautiful lighting and tombs and everything. And then you see the characters and they're not as detailed, and the facial animation doesn't really match the performances of the voice actors. And I know this is super shallow, but Lara's hair looks terrible. It's pulled back in a ponytail, but there's this, she has like, you know, bangs and fringe and stuff, and it's like huge. And I just like, it was there before, but I feel like it wasn't this big, but it's just, so anytime she has like close-up dialogue on the screen, like it's just this big mass of hair, and I'm just like, what is on your head? So, but that's just me. I'm just weird. But I also like how the hub areas now, I mean, I'm only in like the first real genuine hub area, but it's a little village full of people. So it's nice because then there's like life and people moving around, and you can talk with them, and they'll give you like clues to locations nearby for treasure, or maybe, and one of them gave me a side mission that was fun. So I like that you can like chat with people, and it brings a sense of like life in real world to the game. You know, it's not an open world game really, but it gives it the feel of that, so it feels lived in and real, as opposed to just, you know, empty places. And you know, I mean, the tombs and crypts are going to be empty, that's fine, there's just traps in those, but it's nice to have a world that you're in with like people around and stuff. Although now that I think about it, the last one, Rise of the Tomb Raider, did have a couple of those, I think. There was that one village I remember, like at the end, where there were like people milling about and stuff, because you like helped them fight off Trinity and stuff. So maybe it isn't really new. I don't know, it's been a while since I played Rise of the Tomb Raider, so I don't remember it very well. Because I also don't remember Lara's hair being that janky in the previous games. I am enjoying the games, they're a lot of fun, the exploration, the discovery, it's great, that's why I like these games. I have 2 problems. One, the combat. Early on, it shouldn't be a problem now because I have a machine gun and I should get to keep the machine gun now. But early on, all you have is a bow and arrow, and there's 2 scenes where you have to fight a jaguar, and it's really hard, like, it's circling around you, there's no way to hide and get any, you know, you can't climb a tree because it can climb a tree, it's a cat, and it's mauling you, and you're trying to aim your bow and arrow, and you're wasting arrows as you're shooting at it and stuff, and it's, like, super annoying. So those were, like, really kind of difficult. Regular combat is fine because you can, like, stealth kill most of the enemies, if not all of them. And then that leaves you with just a couple to take out with the gun during actual combat, so it's like doable. But bow and arrow and a jaguar is not a good combination, as it turns out. Also, this game, more than the others, appears to be really, really picky about when you press jump. I encountered a couple of scenes, one early on, during a flood, where you have to jump across debris to safety. I did a particular jump a good couple dozen times before I finally gave up, and I went online to look at some like YouTube walkthroughs to see like, what am I not doing? Like, I'm supposed to jump off of this platform and then swing on the lamppost and swing to the other platform of debris. But every time I would jump off that platform, I wouldn't even reach out to grab the lamppost, I would just fall to my death. And I did that so many times that I was about to shut the game off in frustration. And of course the YouTube videos didn't help, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. I just wasn't pressing jump at exactly the right time. And it turns out I was supposed to press it earlier than it feels like you should. which is so unintuitive, but whatever. Like, I was waiting till the end so I'd get a good jump, but you have to jump a little bit before when you think you really need to jump. So that was super annoying. And then, of course, once I did that jump, I died on the next section, and I had to do it all over again. And luckily, the save points are really frequent, so if you do die, you're only going to have to redo that, basically that little section, and maybe even just that jump. Because later on, there was another bit where I jumped to a climbing wall, and then these spike traps start falling on you, so you have to jump to the climbing wall section just to the right. But I had to do that like almost a half a dozen times because I couldn't, like, I would try to jump to the right, but it was like, nope, that wasn't exactly the right place to jump, so it's really, really picky, and I would fall to my death. And I had to go up a little bit, then it would let me jump to the right. So it's a little super picky, and that's kind of irritating, but it's good to know that it won't break the game for me because I can adjust the difficulty. I'm playing on normal, because that's what I tend to play on, is normal, but it does allow you to break down, and I think more games should do this, you can break down specific difficulty areas, so you can change the difficulty of the combat, and the exploration, and the puzzles. And I checked, and it's the puzzles one, unfortunately. I don't want to make the puzzles easy, but if you make puzzles difficulty easy, it gives you a little extra time, because I guess the jumping is considered a puzzle, because you're, figuring out how to get through the, how to climb and how to jump and how to get through the tomb and the crypts and stuff. So that constitutes a puzzle, I guess, but it says it gives you a little extra time for button presses. So it's good to know that if I do get to a point where I simply can't figure out how to get through something, because it's frustrating because when you know how to do it, you know what you're supposed to do, but you're just not pressing the buttons right, and the game won't let you do it, that's when it becomes super frustrating. When you don't know where to go, that's one thing. But when you do know what you need to do, and the game won't let you do it, then you want to scream and tear your hair out. So it's good to know that I can still adjust the difficulty a little if I need to. So yeah, super enjoying that. Come back next time, and I'll probably have more Tomb Raider to talk about. And hopefully I'll have some Animal Crossing news soon. So excited! Bye!